Hey there and happy Thursday. So coming to you a little bit earlier today because I have other great plans for the rest of the day. So still wanted to squeeze this in, stay on schedule, and bring you Deb Warwick's card number 2. So just still running a little bit behind. I was getting ready to go live on Facebook here, and my husband came in with a sliver that needed to get taken care of. You know, there's always things going on in the background here on the farm. So I don't know if you guys know that we are active farmers, so a lot of stuff kind of going on because that's happening here. All right, so this is the card that I'm going to be working with today, bringing in some fall colors as well as using some of that celebration free silver and gold paper, that pretty paper. And I thought, ooh, let's use some of that to show you that have been getting that or maybe want to get that paper, show you some more neat ideas with that. So hi Jill, good morning. So let me get my iPad down and get my camera turned around here so that I can show you better that. Yeah, I thought, oh, maybe I'll have different people joining in, less people, because maybe people are working more often during this time of the day. But I love that that just like subtle shimmer that gold embossed paper gives to the card today, and I love fall, so thought that's kind of fun. And Nature's Prints in the annual catalog here, that's where that's coming from, that bundle on page 90 and 91. A lot of the samples that they show, which I love, are like the blues and the grays and such, and that's just so pretty. So I thought, oh, this is a fun kind of sample that I stole off of Stampin' Up's. I think it was Instagram. They had this a while back, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to see if I can maybe make it my own, change up a few things, and bring this to you. So that's kind of fun. So that's where that bundle comes from, the stamp set and dies. And then, of course, Celebration. This is still available, the silver and gold 6x6 paper. So you get 24 sheets, so that you'll get 6 of silver polka dots, silver stripes, gold polka dots, and gold stripes. So I'm using that this morning from there, free with a $50 order. And here's my color combination. So once again, usually this is fingernails on a chalkboard if I use Very Vanilla and Whisper, or just about call it Whisper White, basic white together. But I am using, I'm starting with my card base of thick Very Vanilla just to kind of pull in that gold tone. I think that looks kind of nice together, and just adds kind of a nice fall look with some crisp white for different looks too. So we've got that crumb cake, Cajun craze, and mint macaron. Hi Arlene. So I think what I'll do first is just put this piece of that specialty paper, the 6x6 from Celebration, onto my thick Very Vanilla. So my card's being folded this way today for Deb's card. On my sample, I had the stripes running this way. And sometimes I'm like, do I like the stripes running horizontal or vertical? So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do one each way. So I'll have my sample one way and then make the card the other. And this is cut 3 point, I better double check. Okay, 3.75 by 5 inches. So there, I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the right measurement. So if you already have these things at home, you can jump in and make your own, which some of you report back to me and say you do. I love that. Okay, so that's just going to stay like so. And then I'm going to just set that aside while I work on the other aspects of the card. So I'm just going to pull out some crumb cake here and some crumb cake ink and pull out this big like image. You know, this one's hard to tell if it's floral or leafy. It's just kind of a fun image that I end up using quite often. So I'm just going to kind of put that up in the corner. I'm only going to need one of those, and I got a little bit of a shadow there, but that's going to get die cut off, so that's okay. And then I'm going to switch over to Cajun Craze ink. Hi, Lynette. Good to have you on here. So with my Cajun Craze ink, I'm going to need actually 2 of these. I'm going to see if I can fit them side by side. There we go, on some white paper. I just love the look of this. This would be so great, even for a guy card for like a nature look. That's just such a pretty color with that. It just kind of looks like a dried floral piece. And then these pieces, I'm just going to die cut, no stamping needed. And then this, I actually am going to heat emboss. I'm going to take a little piece of Cajun Craze here and then pull out my Versamark pad. But before I do that, I'm going to take my embossing buddy, just kind of give it a drop, and then you can kind of see that kind of powder that's in there to take away any of the oils from my fingers or anything else that might be sitting on there. Then I'll take my Versamark pad here and just kind of center that off to the edge there. And then we'll get a good crisp embossed image from that. So I'm doing all my stamping first, then we can run it through the cut and emboss machine. But yeah, no extra white flakes when I use my little embossing buddy there. And then I'll bring around my heat tool. Okay. All right, so we're going to get that set up like so. Best wishes and happy thoughts. I feel like this is the one sentiment that I use the most out of that set. I like all the greetings in there, but I like this one the best because I think, oh, you can use it for birthday, for wedding, for so many different occasions that you want to give somebody best wishes. So that's kind of nice. Like I said, my little Powder Pal thing tray here is a little different than the new one that's in the mini catalog, but I do love that little pouring spout here, so you can just dump all of that powder back into your container like so. So it does have that same feature. Very easy to do that. I haven't shown that yet, and I thought, you know what, I should show you guys that so you can kind of see that being used instead of just looking at it in the catalog. All right, so I think I can get some cutting and embossing, or cutting done now that the embossing is done. All right, so let me take this and feed this through. I'm just gonna kind of, sometimes it curls just a little bit from the heat, so I'm going to put that on there like so. And then from the, here, let me show you, from the Natural Prints dies here that coordinates with the stamp set. I've got the big flourish piece that I stamped out first, and then kind of that little dried arrangement. And then this is just going to be its own little thing that I don't have to stamp. And I'm going to need a couple, oops, that's why that looks too small. Here's my piece of mint macaron. I want that 1-inch piece for later though. Okay, so this I'm just going to put through, and I'm going to need a couple of the green ones. I'm like, oh, if I can squeeze one through with my sentiment there. I just love Cajun Craze for fall, and I know I'm not the only one. All right, and then we got that little piece cut out there, kind of fun. So I can set that die and that aside, and then going to just put this down. This I'm going to end up cutting into 2 pieces. We'll want, at first when I was looking at what Stampin' Up! Was doing, I was like, oh, I was thinking that they needed 2 of these, but oops, it's really only 1, and then kind of cut down, but I will need one more of those. So I'm going to put that there and give that a run through. All right, so there's that all cut out. And I like kind of the subtlety of crumb cake ink on crumb cake cardstock. Makes for a nice kind of subtle look. And the second one of those. And then I just need to cut out my 2, getting my little scraps off my cutting plate here so that they don't bubble my next image. So then next I just need to cut out these little pieces here. And for some of you, you might be like, okay, that's already a little putsy. But like my friend Pam, who loves die cuts, she's been stamping for a number of years and didn't have a cutting machine. And now that she does, she loves die cuts. So it's just fun for her, like anything, like when you haven't had it and you've seen all these cool things, now that you have it, it's like, yes, let's do 25 die cuts. And so, but once they're all stamped and cut out, which is relatively easy, the easier part even is the assembly. So today's card will go really fast with that too, which will be fun. All right, so we've got this one, and now we're all done. Isn't that just pretty there? Good morning, Tori. Good to see you here too. I said I'm getting maybe different people, catching different people at a different time. I'm going to Wicked later today, up in the cities, and so that'll be fun. But I also wanted to squeeze in my card today for you guys before I go have fun. It's kind of the work ethic that my parents installed. You know, you always have to work before you can have fun. Someday I might just have fun. Okay, so this piece here, I'm going to just cut down a little bit there, and then here just kind of follow a little bit the flow of the leaf. So now I have this as its own separate piece. Let me curve that a little bit more so it doesn't look so jagged there. And then this as its own piece too. I'm not too worried about what that looks like because it's going to get something plopped on top of it. And then lots of dimensionals. So I one time, 1 month, I made a note of about how many dimensional packages like that I go through in a given month, and I think it was like 10 or 14. And I was doing that just because I thought, if I could just place less orders but bigger orders all at once, like how many do I need to supply, like the seal adhesives and just basic cardstock and envelopes and all that. And I was kind of shocked at myself with how much I did actually use of the dimensionals. So, but I think that's what really makes our projects really pop. This is just going to get one behind there, one dimensional each, because it's going to get tucked down in there and I don't want it to get too bulky. And then I'm just going to put kind of three dimensionals across the sentiment. And for this, sometimes I like to just have everything with the adhesives on it already. So as I lay things down, I can just keep it there and just have it plopped right where it should be. All right, there's a glue dot for these. Okay. So now I think I have everything all ready to go. So now you're going to be like, how did you do that so fast? Well, it's because I have all the pieces already sticky. So I'm just going to kind of have this one going out that way. And then this one filling up some space, kind of spraying out that way. And then I'm going to kind of just tuck this under here, like so. And that way it can get that glue dot secure and yet have it kind of loose but tucked under there like so. And then this is where I just kind of lay this part down here, but not giving it any kind of tap or anything. This is where I'm using kind of the bottom half of that flourish. And I'm just going to go like so. And then kind of squeeze that one in. And then this can kind of do that same tuck so that I'm disguising that glue dot and tuck it under something else. And now I'm going to pull this up because I'm going to add a little bit more of that. Oh, Tori, don't be jealous, just go. I've never seen Wicked, so I'm excited. Everybody says how amazing it is, so I'm very excited about that. So I have this 1-inch strip of the mint macaron, and I thought about ribbon and such, but I couldn't figure out a way that I liked the ribbon to go onto this. So I thought, you know what, sometimes just a sliver of cardstock can kind of give that same color pop and just different look too. So I'm just going to lay that on top of there and then just kind of cut it at angles like so. So we have that pulling in just a little bit more of the mint macaron because that's being used there, and I just thought or felt like I needed a little bit more. So then with this, I'm going to, since I have the dimensionals under here, I'm just going to add only 2 on the ends to secure it. And also that just brings this up to that same kind of level that everything else is. And that'll be plenty to keep it stuck there like so. So how fun is this for like a classy card? Like I said, it seems putsy at first, cutting everything out, but then it really comes together in a fun way. And of course we need embellishments. And fall is like my favorite time to pull out all those like coppery, brassy looking things too. So the brushed metallic adhesive back dots, you can tell that I've obviously liked the gold a lot, but I thought, oh, let's bring out some of that copper here. And so with that, I'm going to take like a big one and a small one. And at the beginning I said it's kind of odd for me to want to use like my thick vanilla with pieces that are white because I kind of feel like they clash. But I feel like this one gives it a rich pop to have the base of the vanilla to kind of tie in with those fall colors, and then white for some brightness on there. And so the other thing that I think is strange that I'm liking is that I'm putting the copper metallic dots on here right on top of that gold paper. And I like that because it just kind of blends all of those rich fall colors together. So I'm just going to take another big one and then a couple, small ones here, kind of go over the top with my embellishments on this card by adding a total of 5. I don't know why that one doesn't want to stick. There we go. I don't know. It just kind of scooted around. Actually, I don't know. I'm going to put this one on because I feel like if I show you guys, hold it up, it's just going to just like go right down the page. Okay, so that's what we have there for today's card for the outside. And then for the inside, I thought it'd be just fun to go back. Let me grab some scratch paper. I'm not going to re-ink with the Cajun Craze this piece here, but I thought it'd be fun to just kind of set this down in the corner. Half of it's going to go onto my scratch piece of paper like so, and then that's going to be for the inside just to do that. Oh, and Pam is chiming in. I didn't even know you're watching on today's video, but I did say my friend Pam would love this because she could put 15 die cuts on a card and love it. So this is good. Hi there, Julie. Yeah, some of you might just be joining in because you're not used to me being on so early for the day. So this is just lots of fun to put together with a different color combination with that Nature's Prints instead of the blue and silver that we're used to seeing with the paper and everything. And if you love fall, this will be right up your alley using some of that free celebration paper here. And that's the coordinating inside. All right, so that's Deb's card number 2 for her party. So how you can get her set of 3 that I'm making. So far I've done 2 last night, today, and then tomorrow I will finish up her card demos with card number 3, and that will finish my live demos for the month tomorrow, because next week I have a in-person library class both in St. James and Darfur if you're local to the area at noon in St. James, and Darfur, and that's next week Tuesday at 4 o'clock in Darfur. So if you're local and want to, it's a free thing. The library gets grants. They invite me to come, and I bring all the supplies to make 4 cards for you. So if that's something you want more details, you can contact the local libraries to sign up so that I bring enough supplies for you. So yeah, that kind of keeps my next week busy. And then I go to New Orleans already next week too, and through the end of the month. So I feel like I'm kind of chopping out for card demos live here for you guys, but still doing tons of Stampin' Up stuff. That'll be fun too. So see you guys. Oh, you're so welcome, Kay. Yep, and Pam's working, so she couldn't see it all. I feel like this time isn't going to catch a lot of people, but that's the joy of Facebook Live, is that you can watch it later, and I download them to YouTube too, so that you can have that as a reference. Maybe it's easier for some people to see it that way too. So you are so very welcome, and have a great rest of your day. I'll let you know if I enjoyed Wicked. I know I will. And I will see you tomorrow, probably later afternoon or maybe even evening. Take care. Bye-bye.